Everyone has a cell phone nowadays, so if you're communicating with anyone, you're gonna have to deal with texting at some point. And if you're dating, well, you know that texting can be a source of worry or fear or confusion. Am I texting too much? Am I texting too little? Am I screwing things up? Well, relax, don't worry. In this video, I'll reveal 3 texts to develop and build a deep, intimate, loving connection. My name's Jason Silver. I am the dating coach for ambitious women. And in this channel, I teach attraction strategies and how to build a lifelong, committed, healthy relationship with high-quality men. Now, I've interviewed thousands of men and women, and I've asked them this single question: what does love really mean to you? And ultimately, what almost everyone really deeply wants is a connection, a deep connection. And if we boil it even down further, it's an intimate connection, where they're showing their deeper selves to someone and they're feeling accepted. Not just accepted, but loved. Now, this is a foundation to understanding men and building intimacy. Building intimacy really boils down to this philosophy and understanding, and that's that a person's actions will reveal much more than their words, but a person's motives can reveal even more than their actions. This is important to understand, not just the what, but to go deeper and to understand the why of someone. It's one of the best ways to really build intimacy. So based on that philosophy, let's dive into the text messages to understand how we can build and create more intimacy through text messaging. Now, the first text message is, give me a call later tonight. I'll be home by 8 p.m. Now, this is essential. In order for any man to really fall in love, he has to value you. He has to feel a deep attraction. That's the foundation, that foundation of initial attraction. And in order to build that attraction, to build that value, we need to be a person of value. That's important. We need to value ourselves and our own time. And if you're someone who's willing to build a fake connection with someone just via texting, or trying to have a meaningful conversation over text, well, it shows 2 things. Number 1, it shows that you don't really value your time. Maybe you don't have a lot going on, I don't know. And number 2, he doesn't really value you, because texting in general, it takes such a low level of investment. You can do it when you're waiting in line at the grocery store. You can do it when you're on the toilet. It doesn't really give the man the red velvet rope in front of your time to show that you and your time are valuable. So if he wants to get past that red velvet rope and really get to know you, well, there has to be some level of investment. And this is about protecting your time and your energy, because that is the most valuable thing that you have in your life. Now, there's people in your life who could really benefit from your time and your energy, including yourself. So if you're gonna spend it and invest it in someone, well, then they have to show that they're also investing in you. So when you put up that red velvet rope in front of you, you're basically saying, I appreciate that we're texting, but give me a call later. Let's hop on a phone call and have a real conversation. And you're also giving them a time. You're saying 8 p.m. Now, that time is arbitrary. It could be whenever you're available. But when you give them a time, you're letting them know that, listen, this is when I'm available. Yeah, I'm busy. I have important things scheduled in my life because I've got a great life. And if you don't have, really anything going on in your life, well, then this is a great opportunity for you to take inventory of yourself. Ask yourself, why don't I have anything going on? Why am I always available? Why am I investing so much of my time into someone that I don't even really know yet? So I encourage you, fill your life with activities that fulfill you, that give you self-confidence, and that ultimately make you more attractive to higher quality men. So the first text message, that's really in response to him just wanting to text back and forth and take up your time. And you're saying, let's move this to a phone conversation. You want to avoid staying in that text cycle. So move it to a phone call as quickly as possible. And that brings me to text message number 2, which is, I'd love to see you again. Now, what this is doing, it's basically the next step. This isn't just, well, let's just hop on a phone call. Maybe you've gone on a date or 2. Maybe he's not being as communicative, or he's not pushing the relationship forward. Maybe he's just sending some text messages every now and then. And you're saying, listen, I'd like to get to know you in person. You're being vulnerable. You're allowing yourself to open up to that intimate connection by being vulnerable. Because the direct pathway to intimacy is through vulnerability. So when you put yourself out there and you say, hey, I'm being honest, I'd like to spend time with you, you're actually opening yourself up to that connection. You're being vulnerable. But it has to be reciprocated. He has to take that step in your direction and say, okay, let's meet. And let's take actions to do that, because if you're just going back and forth and getting in long conversations, that's just a fake connection. You don't really know who someone is until you spend time with them in person. Now, first of all, there is so much that can be miscommunicated via text or phone because we're not seeing the other person, we're not feeling their energy. And so much, a majority of human connection, it's through body language, through expression. So if we're not able to see the other person, well, we can take what they're saying and maybe twist it into a different meaning. Also, anyone can play a character over the phone or via text. Once you spend more time with them, you see them in different situations, that's when you really start to learn who they are. And this is key. You have to see and experience them in front of other people, in front of their social circle, their friends, their family, the people in their day-to-day lives, or else they can just pretend to be anyone. That's why it's a huge red flag if you've been seeing someone and you haven't met any of their friends, any of their family, but they're telling you, oh, I told my mom about you, I told my friends about you. Until you meet those people, it's not concrete. And that's why this text message, letting him know that you actually want to spend more time with him in person, that's actually the real way to build intimacy and to develop that loving connection. And if a guy is turned off by the fact that you want to see him, and if he's not willing to follow up with you, if he's just not really pursuing you, well, is that a guy you want to invest your time in? Absolutely not. The man who's a good fit for you, the man that you should be investing your time with, is the man that wants to spend time with you, the man who's excited to spend time with you. Okay, now I didn't want to give you this templated text message for the third, because this is about being authentic. But it also can be really simple. And all this is inserting any genuine compliment and letting him know that you appreciate it. Now there's a caveat here. It shouldn't be something physical or something that he was born with, saying, oh, I really love your eyes. It's a nice compliment, but the type of genuine compliment I'm talking about is either his character traits or his values. Saying something like, wow, I really appreciated how much of a gentleman you were. I really appreciated how much you smiled. I love your smile. It's great to be around you. You've got an infectious energy. Or you can say, I really like how you treated that person. I appreciate that you did this or that you did that, or the way that you spoke here. That was really inspiring. When you take someone's character trait or a value that they're exuding and you compliment them on it, it essentially deposits directly into their emotional bank account about the who that they are. Because everyone, all of our interactions, we're either withdrawing or we're depositing into someone's emotional bank account. And Dr. John Gottman actually did a whole study on the healthiest relationships and found the healthiest relationships had this magical ratio of at least 5 positive interactions to 1 negative interaction. So it's important, really at any stage in the relationship, to deposit into your partner's bank account and let them know that you appreciate them. It's a verbal affirmation of your love. I want to warn you on this. If you're trying to use this as like a manipulative tool to make a man love you, if you're just complimenting him to trigger a response, then it's not going to give you the type of reaction that you're really looking for. So if you're on this channel, if you're looking for a lifelong committed relationship, that's an authentic, genuine connection that you're looking for. And that only comes through you being authentic. So if you're being grateful, if you're sharing any compliment, any gratitude, he's got to deserve it. And he has to be reciprocating. And if you're complimenting a guy who's not reciprocating and treating you with value, then what are you really communicating to him? You're saying, hey, you don't have to treat me well and I'm still gonna love you. I'm gonna go ahead and compliment you and make even more deposits into your emotional bank account. No, absolutely not. We train people how to treat us. And if he's not reciprocating, if he's not giving you that love, that affection, that attention that you deserve, then you have to do the opposite. You can't compliment him or validate him. Now it's time to pull away. Not as like a trick, not as a gimmick, not pulling away because you're trying to trick him into coming back. You're pulling away because that shouldn't be attractive to you. When someone doesn't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, that should be repulsive. If you're just beginning to date someone, a man should be on his best behavior. And if he's not treating you with love and value, well, that should be a total turnoff. And I would recommend pulling away from him at that point. Why invest the time and energy trying to change someone who's not treating you in the way that you deserve? But if he does deserve it, if he is treating you with the type of love and respect that you want in a relationship, then it is nice to send a text, give him a genuine compliment. Let him know you're thinking about him and that you appreciate him. Because it is an easy way to make an emotional deposit and develop a strong, intimate connection. I can't go so deep into this in this video alone. So if you want to go deeper and learn how to develop a more powerful attraction that will make a man pursue you, well, you can get access to my free training in the link below this video. It's in the description, just click it and you can get instant access today. So if you're using those text messages as a tool to genuinely connect with someone in person, and you're using it to let that right man know that you care about him, and to make those emotional deposits, then texting can actually be a very powerful way for you to build and develop a powerful love with a man. And if you found anything valuable in this video, please hit the like button. It's very, very helpful. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.